Okay, the dreaded time has come. It's time to buy a minivan. Come on, you've got a house full of kids, you've got stuff to move around. It's time to trade in that fancy car for one of these. I know. But I've got good news for you guys. Car manufacturers, they like you. They like your kids and they like your stuff. And there's a whole host of great minivans out there to look at. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at the Toyota Sienna. It's one of the premium minivans on the market. I'm excited to do this review. Let's go. Now, minivans traditionally have tons of storage capacity, and the Toyota Sienna is no exception. Tons of raw space. The problem I've had is getting the seats to go into their stowed position. It's not as easy as it should be. Take a look. Actually did that a little easier than it looked. Okay, that was a mega fail. Stowing the third row seats is easier than I said, but the seats are heavy, so you'll have to be prepared for a workout. And pulling them back out into the upright or seating position is much more challenging. Also, when the seats are in their stowed position, you're left with this dangling seat belt. Can't quite figure how to get that out of the way. I'm sure there might be a way to adjust it. Seating for 8 can be attained in some funny combinations. I'd say really 6 adults will fit comfortably in this car. There's a quirky middle seat in the second row that allows for the tiniest of people, like this little clown behind me. Very odd, very hard to get the middle seat in and out. When I got it from the rental car company, it was actually in the trunk, and I think that's where most people put it and probably leave it. So let's talk about what's ultimately most important. That's the driving experience. The 2011 Toyota Sienna has a quiet, confident demeanor on the road. It starts with a cushy suspension that handles most road types, soaks up the bumps. You'd expect that in a family car. Got to keep those babies comfortable, asleep. It has a great suspension. The steering is tight, it's precise. Now you're not going to want to go whipping down the country roads. It doesn't handle the S-turns well, but essentially it's a large rolling box. So what do you expect? But what I've noticed about people that drive minivans, especially in little towns, people that drive minivans drive fast. Maybe they're always in a rush, maybe the kids are always yelling. Maybe they're just upset that they're driving in a minivan. But for those of you who like to speed through town in your minivan, you'll be very happy with the Toyota Sienna's performance. It does not lack for horsepower. When you put the metal to the pedal, this little square rocket ship responds. So I'd have to say I'm pleasantly surprised with the driving performance of the Toyota Sienna. But I'm not buying one. Not anytime soon.
You need a minivan. I know.
The interior design of the Toyota Sienna is much like the driving experience. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's functional. The interior surfaces, while made of a hard plastic, which usually is a big no-no, in this instance has a nice textured design. I think it'll wear well. I think it will stand up to little sticky fingers and lots of people getting in and out. They do have some amenities offered here in the LE trim. Integrated Bluetooth, hands-free, which is crucial for shuttling around those babies when you need to make those business calls or those calls for the PTA and yada yada. And the information screen, which tells you how you're doing from an eco standpoint. It shows you what your current fuel economy rating is. Right now I'm driving at about 24.8 miles per gallon on a nice little cruise down a back street. I like the design aesthetic. I really do think that they took some time and really laid this car out. So I think Toyota is starting to come back in terms of the design of their interiors. I'm hopeful. Negatives for me are the seats. They seem to be a little bit too much cushion. I feel like I am sinking into this seat. There's somewhat a lack of lumbar support. I don't like the seat coverings. The cloth, to me, seems a little cheesy. The information screen above the center stack is nice to have, but I wish it were larger. but it does have a backup cam, which is a nice feature. Overall, I think it's a nice interior that'll hold up well for family use and everyday abuse. Manufacturers are starting to pay more attention to aesthetics. There's a whole new wave of minivans with enhanced design attributes. Dare I say the new Sienna is almost stylish. And it's packed with the convenience features we've come to expect in minivans. So there you have it, another honest auto review from an average guy. If you're in the market for a minivan, you don't want to overlook the Toyota Sienna. Put that on the list. And I'll see you next time.